Hi everybody, I'm Marc Müskens, co-founder of the Beyond Interior Design Club, powered by the Institute of Interior Impact. And this is part 2 of frequently asked questions of interior designers. Over the years, we got so many questions of interior designers, interior design professionals worldwide, and we still get them. Thank you very much for that, because this is how we can improve our services, our coaching programs, trainings, masterclasses, free templates. This is how we can create even more impact and value for you as an interior designer to make your business thrive, to go beyond. And today is, as I told you, part 2 of the frequently asked questions. So, let's get started right away, and make sure you have pen and paper ready, your notebook, because I know the last time you could have written like crazy. I heard a lot of reactions about that. So, thanks for that. Good to know that that I can give you so much value in this podcast. That's the whole idea. Every morning when I wake up, I'm happy to serve you guys, and I want you to experience what I'm experiencing with my own interior design firm. I want you to have that. I wish you the most amazing clients, the most awesome clients, beautiful projects, and that you have all the fulfillment of creating the impact you want as an interior designer. So let's see how we can help you today. The first question of today is, I sometimes feel overwhelmed juggling design projects, clients, business growth. How do I stay focused and avoid burnout? Well, burnout sounds heavy, right? And it is heavy. But what I was not aware of before I started coaching other interior designers and other interior design firms was that I could not imagine that a burnout was possible if you are doing what you love to do most. In other words, you're passionate about interior design, but it is possible to get a burnout from it, even you do what you love to do most. And well, we kind of experienced this in 2016. At that time, I just started with Sven van Buren, my business associate. We combined our separate businesses where we were a single person business into a 2-person business, and we had major success with that. We had 16 projects at the same time when we started working with each other. So this recipe worked. But for the outside world, it looks very successful. But for us, it was very painful, stressful, frustrating. We got to the moment where we were like, okay, if this is it, if this means that this is running an successful interior design firm, I'm out. I don't want to do this. And what I saw from the last few years of coaching other interior designers, some people have experienced the same with their business, or they are close to a burnout because things don't go well at the moment. And probably, I do not hope, but if this is your case, please listen to me. Because we are designers. We love to design. We love to design beautiful environments. But running a business is not only about serving your clients and giving them the most beautiful designs. You need to design your business as well. You need to structurize it, to systemize it, maybe to automate stuff, all the repetitive tasks that you're facing. How many times did you send an email to one of your clients that you are like, well, I probably sent out this email dozens of times, and now I have to do it again, and you hate it? Are you with me? This kind of scenarios is wonderful to systemize. You need to look at it at once in your design processes, in your company processes. Have a look in it and see if this kind of email can serve you for all the questions in the future, and if this email or this content of the email can improve your service. So you need to systemize it. Then you can automate it. And as I told you about in part 1 of this episode, of frequently asked questions, the previous episode 41, you can outsource stuff as well. And the sentence, the one-liner that comes with it was, do what you do best and hire the rest. Well, there are three points about how do you avoid burnout, how do you stay focused, and that you can do that you can create business growth. The first thing is time blocking. In our interior impact formula, that's the recipe to take your business to the next level. We use the power plan to allocate specific blocks of time for your client's work, business growth, and personal time. And what it means is actually you need to block time in your schedule. What I hate is that it might, for some people it might really busy. Who loves to be busy here? You know, if I ask you, do you love to be busy? And you feel really satisfied and fulfilled when you had a busy day? Yes, that's dangerous, right? Because you can be busy with the wrong things all day, whole week, whole year. For years, you can be busy with the wrong stuff. Yes, maybe that's not what you want to hear, but you need a clear focus. What is one of the magical things is time blocking. What I do is my tasks are divided in blocks of half a day. That's what I love. I can fully immerse myself in one block. Like recording this podcast, for example. I reserve the time block. I can completely focus one morning on this podcast episode. And all my focus goes there. And you can do the same for your design process. You have a day. You can design this day, especially for designing for your clients. Everything that comes in between has to wait one day. And maybe you tell me like, oh, Mark, I cannot. I have to answer this phone call. I have this deadline. I have this. Yes, I know. But there will be a moment. And I can guarantee you that if you start working with us at the Beyond the Terror Design Club, there will be a moment that we fix all the things. We can organize and structurize your business, that you can have those peaceful blocks of working on just one task at the same time. Sometimes it's still stuff that you don't doesn't really need or want to do, but I can tell you, you can focus way more time on the stuff that you love to do. And time blocking is, well, the recipe. Another thing is you need to prioritize your tasks, because if you want to grow, there are tasks, and make sure, well, I want to know if you are on the same page. Is it possible that you do a lot of stuff and a lot of tasks that doesn't bring you the juice of growth, that doesn't give you the effect of growing your business? True or false? Yes, of course. It's possible that you are busy the whole day with the wrong stuff. Focus. In a matter of fact, you need to focus on high impact tasks that move your business forward. What is it that you need to do right now? And you probably know it. Maybe you listen to another business podcast, or you had another business coach, maybe not in interior design area, but just a general business coach. And you know there is something on a sticky note or in your notebook like, this is what I need to do to move forward. Well, probably this is your wake-up call. I do hope this is your wake-up call. Prioritize your task. Delegate low-value tasks. So maybe you can hire somebody to do that, or to automate stuff. And make sure you focus on the good stuff. Focus on what goes right, what goes well, what will bring you to the next level, and ignore the other stuff. And sometimes you really think, and I guilty too, I experienced a lot of my tasks on my to-do list. I was busy with it for a year, and then in the end it was like, I probably should have done other stuff. But I felt so busy, I felt so fulfilled, but it didn't bring me anywhere. And other tasks are like, whoa, I wish I did this earlier because this works. And what's so addictive about things that work? You want more of it. I told you, it is addictive. You are made for growth. You are growing or you're dying. There's nothing in the middle. So prioritize your task. That's the second one. The first one was time blocking. Block your schedule. And 3 is self-care and reflection. What I do right now in my business is, at the end of the day, I save a little bit of time, and you can do it before you go to dinner with your family or friends or with your partner. But you can even do it, well, at 9 o'clock in the evening. Review your workload. See what goes well in the business. What is it that you really appreciate from today? And be grateful for what happened today. Did you got any new insights? Did you do things that you want to do more of it because it worked? If you anchor your mind and you're conditioning yourself, because that's what you're doing when you write it down at the end of the day, you have more clarity the next day. You know the next day what to do first to bring your business to the next level. And you can put the other tasks on hold or on pause. And the funny thing is, sometimes you look back and it's like this task had never to be, you never had to do it. It's like, why was this even on my to-do list? You know? Try to find out yourself. So self-care and reflection, very important. At the end of the day, make sure you condition yourself to do more of the good stuff. If it's hard for you to do it all on your own, you know, we have a big club with international interior design professionals. If you want, please join us. Have a look on beyondinteriordesign.club, and I'm happy to help. You can book a free call with one of our coaches to see what could be your next level, or you can start with our free stuff with downloads, templates, and find out yourself. But if you want the highway, please contact us. But anyway, go to the next question. How do I position myself as an interior designer? What steps should you take to turn your studio into a recognizable brand? Yes, we talked about it in the first episode, in episode 41, about who are you as a designer, who's your ideal client, and well, this has something to do with it. And there are 3 things how you can position yourself, very clear. So write it down. Number 1 is clarify your signature. Maybe you don't have a signature right now, or you feel you don't have a signature right now. You're like, okay, it depends on the client, what I'm designing. Sometimes it's minimalistic, sometimes it's warm, it's cozy, it's modern, it's a bit classy. But I can tell you, from all the people that I've worked with so far, and even when I'm looking back in my interior design career that started in 2008, there is a kind of secret signature, a kind of secret recipe in there. We call it we have a strategy for that, the 4D signature strategy. That means we have developed a tool to find out what it is that you're always doing. What's the secret recipe that's inside your portfolio, inside your project so far? If you have clarity on that, the power of it is that you can communicate it to your client, that you can tell them how you do what you do and why you do what you do and who you are as a designer. It's all connected in that phase. So if you have a clear idea, if you clarify your signature, it's very easy to attract people. And why do I tell you that? Because, well, imagine if you're telling them that that you care a great deal about less objects in the room because it feels way more spacious. Can be just a simple design principle. That the client will love that to hear. They think, well, that's my belief too. I don't want a cluttered home. I don't want all this home accessorized. I don't want this stylish stuff and all this frizzle and dizzle everywhere. No, maybe they want this clear view as well, this peaceful, balanced room and interior design. So if you talk about your design principles, your signature, then, well, you can imagine what happens when they see that on your website. When they hear about it, they want the same. They believe the same, or they want to believe the same. They want you to show it to them. You will attract clients with the same vision and the same beliefs. So if you talk about how to position myself, it's actually the same question like, how do I attract the better projects or my awesome client? It's all about positioning yourself. So clarify your signature. That's one. We have a tool for that. Two, use storytelling to make an emotional connection with your clients, not just functional solutions. You know, you're not this screwdriver or this pencil to create a beautiful drawing set. We discussed it in the previous podcast. Like, how is it possible that somebody can charge 500 euro for a drawing set and the other ones can charge 50,000 euro? It can be the same drawing set. What's the difference? Beyond interior design. What does the life of your client look like when you are finished? When the project is completed? How does the life look like? How is the new office? What will people experience? How will they feel? How will their lifestyle look like when you have designed a new home? It's all about that, beyond interior design. Make sure you get that. Do you get that? Beyond interior design, that's the key. Don't talk about drawing sets, about your features, about this is what I do for you, this is what I do. I can assist you, I can design, I can create a light plan. No, don't talk about that. Talk about what happens after you are finished. All right? Yes, repetition. Repetition is the mother of all skill. That's what they teach me, and it is. So make sure you're using this beyond layer to position yourself. And number three, how to position yourself is build a deeper connection with your audience by showcasing how your design solves not only this functional part, but also this emotional and lifestyle needs. And that's what I discussed here at point 2 as well. We have a process for that. We have a system, a strategy. You want to know it? It's called 7 times why. Let me explain myself. People are going to ask you, I do want an extension at my home. And is that what you do? That could be a message, an email in your inbox, or they phone you like, hey, we want an extension. Is that what you do? Can you help us? Then your first question needs to be, why do you need an extension? Why do you want that? Well, they said, well, we have a lack of space. We want more space. I said, why do you want more space? Well, what could happen? What they say? Well, we don't have enough space for our storage, for our stuff, or to play, to whatever. I say, why you don't have enough room for that, for storage? So if I design new storage solutions for you, that could be already a solution. Yes, but why is it the problem? Is it a mess? Why is it so important that it is a mess? Well, before I go to bed, I have to tell my kids that they have to clear it all up, or I'm busy 30 minutes every evening to clean up the space. And I don't know where it belongs. I'm so frustrated about it. I just want to sit on the couch, watch television, or read a good book, or watching the fire. Okay, why is that so important? Because, so again, listen to me. Again, why? Why? Well, and in the end, spoiler alert, no, not a spoiler alert at all. This is the magic. Actually, she wants to spend more time with her family. She don't want to be angry on her kids to clean up the house. She don't want to be angry on her husband. She wants a solution for now, for the rest of her life, that for all her storage problems, because now she has more quality with the family. Imagine if you can solve it as a designer, this 30-minute tidying up session, let's call it that way. She's cleaning up the whole space in 30 minutes every day. If you can solve it as an interior designer, how valuable do you think it is to solve that? if you can explain it that way to your client at the table, right before you want them to sign the papers to get the deal, they know how valuable you are, what kind of impact you can make, what you can sell for them. But now you have attached this emotional why instead of this functional why, like I want an extension, I want more storage. No, they're actually telling you, I want more time to spend with my loved ones. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be this person. And our life will be better. How much would you value this kind of tasks if you tell them that an interior designer can solve that? Talking about raising your value. 7 times why. That's the secret. Test it out. Next question. What makes me unique as a designer? How can I stand out? Well, I think I already gave you way more recipes already to make you stand out as a designer. Talking about this magical beyond layer. But there are more things. Well, I do live in Holland. It's a small country. Some people internationally think Amsterdam is a country. It's not. It's our main capital. But we live with 18 million people, a small country on a really small surface. And there are in the Netherlands, in Holland alone, already 11,000 registered interior designers. So you could say, well, I'm not even going to try to stand out because there were so many, I quit. No, of course you don't quit. Your unique value, your unique formula can be a combination of your personality, your character, because you are unique, you're a unique individual. You have your own powers, you have your own funny things, guilty pleasures, use it. You have your own design philosophy. Why are you in this profession anyway? You know your why. Take the time. Why are you in this profession? What is it that you really want to achieve? What kind of impact would you like to make? Your brand promise. Very important. It has to do with this beyond layer. What is it that you can promise your clients? How will their life look like after you are there? How will their office be? What will be the experience for their co-workers, for their employees? What will the visitors of this new beautiful restaurant, what will they experience? This beyond value. And your own signature, your own principles that we talked about, your own Heaven 11. That can make you stand out. So there's already, well, I guess that I mentioned already 5 topics. If you work on that, you have clarity about that, it will make you stand out. And these five areas to improve your interior design studio are 5 P's actually. Part of the interior impact formula we are teaching to all interior design professionals worldwide. And those 5 areas are participation. That means how to connect on a deeper level with your client. Purpose. What's this beyond layer? What's this promise you can promise your client? So that's about purpose, your own fulfillment. Is it aligned with who you are as a designer? The third one is principles. We talked about it a lot. Principles, your signature. Then you have process. How do you get to those preferred outcome? You can promise your client like, hey, this is what we're going to achieve. But then the next question will be, how are you going to do that? Well, that's your process. So work out your process, design your process. So design your design process. Managing expectations. That's what it's all about, to create this smooth design process. And then the last one, potential. And potential, the 5th P, that's your individual force, your unique powers. If you can implement that in this 4 earlier P's, well, then it's amazing what will happen. This is where this is where your breakthrough is. This is where your next level is. So how do we highlight what makes you stand out in a way that feel authentic and not forced? Well, you can imagine, like, maybe you are this polite designer, and I know some people can talk like, well, yeah, they are the best designers, but they don't sell themselves that way. It's like, well, I can try it, of course, I can do it, but you don't like to talk about yourself like, hey, man, I'm the best designer. You need to work with me. Take it or leave it. This is it. This is my price. no, that doesn't feel right, okay? That feels like really hard selling, and you don't want to be the woman or salesman. No, the only thing I want is that you connect on a deeper level with your clients, because that feels really authentic. That's where people feel that you really care about them. And then it is not forced. Forced is when you work with this kind of tricks. And I went to a lot of business trainings outside this interior design area. It's just were general business trainings. I attended a lot. I think I spent over more than 100K on business programs in the last few years only. But I learned a lot of tricks, and tricks are, well, when I call it a trick, it feels like, okay, this is, I want to influence somebody, but it doesn't feel right. And I hate that. So that's why we come up with another system, with other methods to be really the authentic you. And from out of that power, out of that force, you want to serve your clients. So, well, the thing is, you don't try to appeal to everyone. Talking about your amazing clients, if you are focusing on a really specific type of client or project, you become a specialist, which allows you to stand out in the market. So again, we discussed, there are lots of designers that love to work on offices and restaurants and residential homes and whatever comes to them. If you say yes to everyone, nobody has a real connection with you. Maybe they eventually have an end result like, wow, she or he is good in hospitality design or residential, but you don't stand out because you have to be an expert on every area, and you want to be an expert on at least one. And if you have fully developed that, you can switch to another level or another area. Or for example, if you are focusing on residential homes and somebody will ask you like, hey, do you do hospitality design as well? It's up to you. It's your choice. But then the client is already interested in you and you can make an exception. But you want to be an expert in one area. That's much easier to stand out. You get that? Wonderful. So what strategies can help you to communicate your unique value position both online and offline? Well, let's talk about offline, because most of people are focusing on online, and they want to be found. They want to be found in Google and search engines. Of course, it works. That's how people Google. But offline is so important as well. Well, if you ask it to people that are now 60 or even 70, that were interior designers, they had their network. Their network was the whole value, this offline stuff. They didn't know internet. They worked with it for the last couple of years, but actually they were only offline working. They had mouth to mouth. That was their promotion. That was their marketing. So if you go to an event and you need to hand out a business card, what's the message on your business card? What's the vision? What's the message? What's the promise in your brochure? Or maybe you already have a magazine. Could be. We do have one. We educate our clients, or we send it before we go to a live meeting when we do our proposal. It's before that they get a magazine, so they can connect with us and they can teach from us and we can educate them, and if they can feel understood, right? And that's very tangible. But even your pitch, if somebody asks you on an event, hey, what is it that you do? Who are you helping? What is your brand promise? Who you are? Again, all the same questions. If you don't have clarity on that, make sure you get it. But even with a pitch, I know you cannot touch a pitch. It's not that tangible. A magazine, a brochure, a business card, that's tangible. But even a pitch can touch you. You can feel a pitch, right? You can feel this message, a genuine, authentic message. You feel if you need to work with this person, this designer, yes or no. Am I right or am I right? Okay. So lots of strategies to make you unique as a designer. How to make you stand out. Next question. How do I avoid a design process that drags on? Yes. What principles help you create a smooth design process without constant revisions? I had those. design version 27.3, or well, when we did better, 14.2. That's not the place you want to be in. I have 3 strategies to avoid this dreadful design process. First of all, setting expectations. Establish clear project milestones from the beginning, outlining when revisions are allowed and when the project moves forward. Again, the importance of principles for guiding your clients through the process. Make them feel understood. Set their expectations. Because where it goes wrong, where it goes in the right directions, it's probably because they had other expectations. So make sure you are on the same page. They know exactly every first next step. And that comes with number 2, client communication. The right questions. It all starts with the very first contact moments, even with your live meeting where you are, your sales meeting. We do have a tool for that, the Quick Ask Activator, part of the Interior Impact Formula, our, well, biggest, most well-known program for interior design professionals. There is where we gather the most essential client information up front before you start designing. And that reduces all the changes of major revisions later. The Quick Ask Activator. You probably work already with a question list, with a questionnaire. I bet you do. If you don't, start working with it. But are those the right questions? Are those the questions that will align your client in the same direction as you want them to go with your design process? So you will end up with a smooth design process and an, well, magnificent end result. Number 3, boundaries. Be upfront with clients, very clear about how many rounds of revisions are included. This helps avoid endless feedback loops and keeps the project on track. Yes, and I know you can ask a client like, hey, we can have 3 revisions, 3 design versions, and then it's done. I have to charge you way more. Well, it's okay. If you agree on that you can charge more after 3 revisions, you're set. If it's part of your package, like I prefer instead of hourly rate, but then say, well, you have 3 revision rounds. But what if it doesn't help? What if the client still annoys you with stupid questions and tells you something like, I like this element of version 16.2. Can we include it in version 47.6? I think we will get there. Then I think we are finished. Well, you don't want to end your design process with, I think this is it. I think we are here. I think that sounds right. You want a fireworks show. You want to end with a design version that everybody blows away and like, we could not come up with this kind of design. I'm so happy I hired you as an interior designer. You're the professional here. It's amazing how you connected with us, how you got this clarity so quickly, had this insights on our lifestyle, on how we want to live. How did you do that? This is magical. Well, if you have a client as that, a raving client, they will tell more about you, right? So how can you improve this revisions? Setting boundaries, very clear boundaries, that everybody knows what's going to happen next if they don't follow your path. And well, what if it still happens? What if it still happens? Well, here comes a very, well, this is a very powerful lesson. Sometimes it's hard, it can hurt, but it brought me so much further. Don't be the victim. Don't be victimized. Don't say, my client this and my client that, and get angry at them and frustrated, and you call them and stop calling me, and I don't want to email them again. And that's not good for the relationship. But try to see it in a different perspective. Change the perspective and change it to yourself. And try to not blame your client. That's That's harsh, right? That's hard. Yes, it's really hard. And it's not nice to do it in the first time, but you get used to it. If you are conditioned and you make a kind of habit to it, like, hey, okay, this client behaves this way. This client behaves that. Why are they doing it? How can I prevent this from happening again in the future? You don't blame your client. You are not the victim anymore. You are getting a clear perspective. You zoom out and you say, what can I improve to make this work? You get that? What can I improve to make this work? So look from it from your side. What can you do in your business, in your process, in your whatever you're doing, in your communication? What can you improve to prevent this from happening again? And if you don't know the answer, ask. You are really vulnerable. Yes, you are when you ask it to your client, but tell them, hey, I don't like how it's going right now. We have got so many revisions. We're still not there. You're not happy. I want to make you happy. I want to create this and this impact. How can we solve it? And ask them to come up with a solution. And magically, this horrible, horrific client that you don't want to work with ever again, at least that's what you were telling, what you told yourself before you had this call or this meeting. This can be your best client ever because they can give you this breakthrough. They can get you to the next level because you have this problem. So you should be grateful for these problems because now you have clarity. You can get clarity on it. You can work on it. You can improve yourself. You can fix it for the future. That will never ever happen again. You get me? Thank you. Next question. How can I work with high-end clients? I don't feel confident pitching to them, but how do I break into that market? Well, first of all, what are high-end clients? I heard a lot. I do want high-end clients. Well, actually, most of the designers mean like I want high-budget clients, budgets that have a big budget so I can design whatever I want. But, well, that's not really my definition of a high-end client. I think you should focus on your awesome client, and your awesome client can be a high-end client because they love to pay you premium or at least very healthy for what you love to do most and what you do best. So the first thing you need to do if you want to attract high-end clients, and if you mean luxury projects, high-end luxury quality projects with expensive brands that you can advise and not this budget-friendly chairs or tables from another shop. No, you want premium quality brands to advise and you want a custom-made furniture, for example. If you see that as a high-end client, position yourself as a luxury service. I told you, they need to feel understood instead of they understand you. So showcase your best work, only your best work, even when it's one portfolio project. Showcase just that project because the other one will drag your quality down. Highlight past projects with high-end clients. Make sure you have a kind of case study, a good review, a testimonial. And you can use it as well on social media, of course. All those case studies build credibility. So again, only if you have one high-end successful project, make sure this is the whole focus of your website and you can tell everything about it, about what kind of problem you solved, what you were using as materials, luxury items, what's your vision on that. So people can relate to that and think, well, that sounds like my challenge. I want to work with this designer. They can fix it. Sounds easy, right? But it's this. Position yourself as a luxury service. The way you can do that is modeling. Very important. There are probably interior designers that you admire, that you love. See how are they doing it? How do they present themselves? How do they write about interior design? Do they have this magical beyond layer inside their communication framework? Maybe they do have, maybe they're not. But copy sounds, well, I know designers don't like the word copying. You need to be unique. But if you look at it as building a business, you can better copy and model people that are in a place that you like to be. So do what they do. And then later on, you can tweak it inside your own, what feels good for you. But first, do what they do and see what happens. All right? Modeling is the way. Build relationships. That's the second one to work with high-end clients. Build relationships. Start networking in circles where your awesome clients, your high-end clients are present. Focus on building trust and providing value before making a pitch. Don't pitch them immediately. No, just be there, be around them. Where are your awesome clients? Go there. And I know there are a lot of designer events and designer fairs, and it's wonderful. You can go to design weeks, design destinations. There are, well, already in Holland, there's so many events going on for interior designers, but who are you going to meet there? There are suppliers, brands, and there are other interior designers. So you might ask yourself, what is this, what you're really doing there? If you are there for the networking to create a better business, well, that's okay. Or just to have a cool connections with other interior designers, that's cool. But if you're looking for work, for new projects, for high-end clients, that's probably not where you need to go. Then you need to spend your time somewhere else on other network events or live events where your awesome clients are. And I felt when I was younger, I started my own company when I was early 20s. I felt like a real party crasher. I went to events and I was like, well, I'm the only designer here. How does this work? What do I need to do? I was kind of shy, but well, that was only the first time, because after one event, not around designers, only I was probably one of the only designers or one of the few. I got so many interesting conversations and people were like, wow, that's cool. Because you can imagine a lot of boring business stuff going on there. People are talking about their accountancy or I don't know what kind of business they do have, but it's most of the time, well, it's not very interesting, with all due respect, but they love to hear about your passion, about your interior design, about what it can do for their life, for their firm, for their office, for their whatever you're doing, what you're focusing on. So do that. And then third part is how to get high-end clients is you need to be very confident in your pricing. Our formula, the Interior Impact formula, shows that confidence in pricing comes from understanding your worth and clearly communicating the results you deliver. And again, our clients don't buy a design, right? They don't buy a design. What is it that they're buying? Tell me, what is it that they're buying if they hire you? Yes, a recipe for a successful restaurant, an environment to live on their own terms, or they buy free time, or an oven that really works, actually, that are having healthy and happy employees. You are creating a company culture. That's beyond. So you need to be confident in pricing. If you're not confident in pricing, make sure you connect with somebody, with a coach, with a training program or whatever, to make sure you can be really confident in pricing. Because the funny thing is, you can be too cheap. And what happens if you think, well, this is too good to be true? This designer is so cheap. What do you think? This can be good. This can't be a good quality. And I experienced it. One of the first high-end clients. I tripled, quadrupled my fee because I knew then they would listen to me. Otherwise, I was already off the table, like, okay, this designer is so cheap, can be good. So they took me. And I was so happy. I had all the financial freedom to work on the project. And you know, of course, it went well. I had all the time. I could ask advice from other people that do better jobs, or I could reach out to suppliers that already worked on that level for years. So, well, it was not difficult at all. But you need to get the deal first. So make sure you're confident in pricing. That's how you can work with high-end clients. They expect you to be confident, to be the professional. All right. 2 questions left. I want to increase my revenue, but I'm already fully booked. How can I grow my income without taking on more projects? Okay, let me repeat that one because this is a cool one. This is a funny one. I want to increase my revenue, but I'm already fully booked. How can I grow my income without taking on more projects? Okay, before we continue, I want to make sure that you fully understand what is going on here, because this is a luxury problem, right? Fully booked is a luxury problem. So what can you do? The first thing is raise your rates. Raise your rates. If you are fully booked, considering raising your rates, because, well, obviously people really want to work with you and price is not the problem. So raise your rates. This should be an easy one. Use your past success to justify the increase and facing the transformation you provide to clients. If you talk about this beyond level, or you already do a good sales job because you are fully booked, so you're doing a good job anyway, raise your price, see what happens. Maybe you need half of the projects for the same revenue. Interesting, right? So even half time and doubling income. Sounds amazing, right? This is what you want to achieve. So raise your rates, that's one. Another one of the 3 strategies is productify your services. We are in a service job, right? It's kind of consultancy, what we're doing. And if you are offering products like design consultants or ebooks or online courses, you can do that, but you need to make sure you need to productify your service. So what is it that they really get from you? Not an advice, not a drawing set, but what is all in there? And you can, what we did to get our, well, one moment we got a 10K deals every time, one after another. That was the time that we had 16 projects at the same time. We got crazy, almost in burnout, I told you. But in that time, we productified our services. So we said, well, in this package, this is what you get. You get a floor plan, you got a light plan, electricity plan, a mood board, you get a color scheme, we productified, actually we separated all these parts of, we came up with 7 steps. We separated them, all of them, increased the value of all these separate things. And then immediately we got back to this beyond level again, because there are the emotions, there's the real value. But there's where we made it way more valuable and attractive for people, that they knew, okay, this is what I get. So you can productify it. We said raise your rates. And if you productify all this stuff, what happens? Because, sorry for moving too quickly to the 3rd one. But if you productify your services, you increase every value of every part you're doing in the interior design. And that combined will raise the value of your package. So when your package is getting higher, you earn more because you have a system, you deliver, you have really clear deliverables. And then if you add this beyond layer on top of it, this emotional level where the real value is, then, well, find out yourself what happens. We know already what happens, and a lot of our students know what happens. So be very grateful when you are fully booked, because this is a luxury problem. 3rd one, upsell with packages. Yeah, I told you already with packages, but you want to make sure people want to start with you with a very structured package. Like, okay, this is what you very, very need right now in this moment. So I would suggest take this package. There is a fixed price with it. And later on, if they are already on board and you showed your real value and they work with you, they can maybe upgrade to another package. Like, okay, now the shopping list with the actual items is not included. You can offer that for a fixed price. Like, okay, now is the design ready? I can give you a shopping list. Or do you want me to assist, or one of my team members to assist the construction phase? That's possible. You can hire our create manager. you can upgrade again. A strategy to increase your revenue, to structurize and organize your business, and to take every time a very clear first next step for your client that feels risk-free and valuable every step during your process. So think about how you can reduce your time to spend per project. That's another one, actually. Actually, you could say this is a number 4. Okay? Can you reduce your time to spend on this project? Because I know from our one-on-one coaching, our gold members, that there are lots of interior designers that offer so much within the package, and it's not even valuable. Think about designing a beautiful drawing set with all kinds of intersections or a kind of mood board special thing. Ask yourself, is it really necessary to create that document? I know I saw documents and designers were working on it for 2 days. Every project they deliver this drawing set, and there are 2 sheets in this package that they work on for 2 days, and nobody's using them. It's actually more kind of an illustration or something. It's not for the builder. It's not even valuable for the client. So who is it for? Hey, when they stop making this specific drawing part of the whole set, they saved themselves already 2 days of work. What will do that to your revenue? You will end up with more profits, right? So I've said it before, it comes down to systemizing again. Look at your processes, look at your structure. What is it that you really offer? What is valuable? What is it that you need? And get rid of the rest. Last question. How do I maintain a healthy work-life balance? How do I maintain a healthy work-life balance while growing my business? Yes, we have a wonderful profession, sorry. But most people do not admire to be a workaholic, or to that you are missing all the fun stuff with friends, weekends with families, parties, or just relaxing and going on a beautiful holiday with your loved ones. Nobody wants to sacrifice that, because in the end, that's what makes you really happy, right? So how can you avoid to be a workaholic? So how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance? One is work smarter, not harder. If you have the impression, if you have the idea, the illusion, or I could call it a hallucination, that you need to work harder to get more success, to get what you really want, that's wrong. You need to work smart. Leverage systems and automation to reduce your workload without sacrificing quality. Well, right now we do have ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. We are working with it every day since it came in our life. When somebody told us the first time, hey, this is ChatGPT, this is what you can do with it, we experimented a lot with it. And now we have this kind of extra employees in the business that are virtual. Those are ChatGPT employees, and they do a lot of our work. For example, our podcast here. First, it took me 3 days to produce this kind of podcast. Now, 3 hours. Wonderful, right? So work smarter, not harder. 2, set boundaries. Block time for your family, the rest and self-care. Communicate those boundaries to clients, that they respect your time outside of your work. This week, I had an old client and says, well, what about Wednesday evening? Can we do the meeting then? Because we're so busy during the week and with work days. I said, no. I said, why not? I said, I want to respect my time with my family and loved ones. And I'm a sports fan, so I want to go sporting. I need my rest. I want to relax. I respect my family. This is very, very important for me. So let's schedule it and to find out if we can schedule another day during working hours, because this is my working day as well. And they respect it. Or I had the first years when I got my 2 boys are now 7 and 9. and I had my daddy day on Friday. But I was a bit ashamed to tell them that I was only working for 4 days in the week. So a client came to me and he said, hey, what about Friday? So no, this Friday I can't. Well, what about next Friday? I can't. And Friday after that in 3 weeks? Well, that's only a possibility. I said, no, I can't. But that doesn't work, right? Because then I had to say like, okay, sorry, this is my daddy day. Friday I'm always off. I cannot do it. They said, okay, in that case, can you do it on Wednesday? I was like, this is amazing. This is wonderful. It worked. So just be clear on your own, set your own boundaries, set your own terms. People will respect it and they love it. All right, do it. Don't be ashamed. Be honest, be open about it, and see how clients can go around it. So it's all about designing your business, actually. Designing your business, designing your lifestyle. You're the designer. And 3 is delegate. We talked about it already, about outsourcing. If you're doing way too much right now and you're missing extra hands or an extra mind, hiring people, outsource parts of your business that can free up your time, both business-wise and maybe even personal activities. For years, I have a house cleaner. I love it. I never, ever have to think about cleaning my studio, cleaning my house. Once in a while, they are coming on the same time, same duration for the same money. And I know for sure that I don't have to take care about my home, about my clean home. It's amazing. So that helped me already to save personal time, that I'm not cleaning my home with my wife in the weekends or in the late evenings. So that's amazing, but you can do the same for your business. And my last takeaway for you is, and that's important, let me tell you this one. Design your business around your lifestyle. Some people, and that's when I get scared, call the time that they have left after work, they call that life or private life. When you are in that case, you have to think about that scenario, because then the question is very, very simple. Is your life an example right now or a warning? And you could ask yourself the same. If you look at your life right now, your interior design firm, the phase you are in right now, do you love it? Do you like it? Does something need to change? How quickly does it need to change in order you to get to the next level? Think about it. Is your life right now, private life and business-wise, is it an example or a warning? And remember, you are the designer. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do hope you are ready to go beyond right now with your interior design firm. This were the most, well, I think we got around 15 most frequently asked questions right now in this podcast in episode 42, this one and the previous episode of 41. We discussed 16 most frequently asked questions about your interior design world. So thank you all for reaching out to us, sending those questions. We really appreciate that. I'm so grateful. This is how we can improve our services continuously. And well, it was just a glimpse of what we have to offer to make your business thrive. So I do hope you were writing like crazy and you got so many insights, that you have so much more clarity, and that you really know right now what is your first next step to go beyond. A special thanks to all the interior designers worldwide that are on this great entrepreneurial journey with us, who attend our masterclasses, listening to a podcast, listening, well, like you right now. Thank you very much. And of course, the official members of the Beyond Interior Design Club, that we can serve them with our trainings and coaching to make, well, to take their interior design studios to the next level. So, and besides running our interior design firm, this is what I love to do. This is my passion. This is my purpose. This is why I'm grateful to wake up every morning filled with energy to create impact. because we do have the best profession in the world, right? Together, we have the power to design this world. So you even have the power to design your own world. Check out beyondinteriordesign.club because this could be your first next step. If you are ready, are you? Are you ready to take your interior design business to the next level? Adding this magical beyond layer to your business and life? Well, I know great things happen when we get together. Thank you for listening. See you soon.